Hello and welcome to the monthly market update. We're going to do this one weird. Normally, we do a lot of editing, a lot of pizzazz to try to make it interesting, but the market is doing such weird things. I feel like we've got to go through this kind of live together. So bear with me on this different format. Let me know if you like it more or less. And let's take a look at what is going on in this really weird market. So this is what the stats look like on my stuff on the MLS. So as we're going through this, I want you to keep in mind we're always looking at last month's numbers because this month hasn't happened yet. And we're going to filter out some stuff to give us a sense of the market. First of all, we're going to look at all price ranges. We're going to look at only residential, not vacant land, not farms, not condos, all bedrooms. We're not going to look at all sizes because if we look at properties of more than 1 acre, the acreage messes up our numbers. We are going to look at all construction types, although we could change that. It does change the numbers a lot. But for now, we're going to look at all construction types. 1 story, 2 story doesn't matter. We don't care about the size of the home. We don't care if the home is waterfront property. Okay. And as we look at these, I want you to kind of see over time what's going on. Normally, when I do these market updates, I like to look back roughly a year, 2 years. I want to know how we're comparing to last year. But the numbers are so weird, we need to go back even further for some of these, okay? So median sales price countywide. I like median because it's the most common number, not the average. The average gets thrown off by extreme properties. So the median sales price countywide for Thurston County is $525,000. That's a almost 1% price reduction year over year. For Lewis County, it's $380,000. That's a roughly 3.6% increase year over year. And overall, it doesn't look that crazy in the grand scheme of things. We did have that crazy dip in February, which was kind of brutal. January, December were pretty low too. But we came up, and last month was a little bit slower, right? But that's not where the real story is today. The real story is here in the number of new listings. New listings in Lewis County is 126, and in Thurston County, 443. That is a 38% and a 30% jump year over year. Now, when we look at it, Lewis County in April was 126 and Thurston County was 443, right? We look back at April of last year, it was 104 and 481 respectively. So we might be looking at a relatively decent number of new listings. It might rival last year, which was pretty busy, right? And that's a big deal, but not as big a deal as the number of homes for sale. The number of homes for sale in Lewis County is 216. That is a 20% increase year over year. And Thurston County is 580. That is a 35% increase year over year, which again doesn't look that crazy, but last year was special, right? Last year was the highest inventory we had since I don't even know when were we even that high? 199. I mean, that was the highest since 2017, right? Didn't quite hit 2016 levels. Well, this is 20% more inventory in Lewis County and 35% more in Thurston County. So this may be the highest inventory we've had since 2016, maybe before in this upcoming summer. Number of pending sales is also interesting. Number of pending sales was only 63 in Lewis County and 310 in Thurston County. That is a 1.6% reduction in Lewis and a 14.4% increase in Thurston. So again, sales are looking good, but they're not looking 2016, 2017 good, right? We had a pretty slow month, all things considered. And when we look at closed sales, again, it came up since the winter time, but the closed sales in Lewis County are down 5.8% to only 49 homes sold. Now, we're not looking at everything. When we look at all sizes, that does increase our numbers by a little bit. But again, we're looking at farms when we do that, places with more than 1 acre. Thurston County was only 247 homes sold, which is a 10% increase year over year. But it doesn't offset everything we're looking at. So when we're looking at closed sales, again, there's 247 homes in Thurston County that sold, 580 that hit the market, right? Lewis County, 216 hit the market, 49 sold. Days on market in Lewis County is 30, but that only counts homes that sold, okay? So there's a lot of homes right now that are sitting, and I think this number is going to start creeping up as these homes that have sat on the market keep eventually selling, or maybe it won't if they keep canceling. But I think that the number of days on market is going to be deceptive because a lot of homes are either going to sit or cancel. Okay. So Lewis County, we're looking at 29 days on market, which is a 3.3% decrease year over year. Thurston County is 16. That is a 166% increase year over year. So homes are taking longer to sell. Month supply pending. This is, well, let's look at month supply close. That's the better number. If we look at the month supply, which is the measurement of if we stopped selling or stopped listing new homes today, how long would it take for us to sell out of homes? We are at 4.1 in Lewis County and 2.4 in Thurston County. If we get over 4 months supply, we enter a debatably an even market is around 4 months supply, 6 months supply. Over that is a buyer's market. Less than that is a seller's market. So we're still looking at a seller's market in Thurston County, but for how long with all those homes hitting the market? Lewis County is officially a fair market in around 4 months supply. So sellers definitely don't have the power they had in the pandemic when we had no month supply. I mean, look at 2021. We had less than a month supply. I think 2022 in the summer was the lowest we'd ever seen at 0.7 month supply, right? Now we're at 4.1 and 2.4 respectively. Percent of original sales price or list price, Lewis County is seeing a 98% of original list price on the average sale. Thurston County is getting their sales prices. Again, I think it's deceptive because a lot of homes are not selling. And I kind of wish there was a metric on here for a number of homes canceled or coming off the market. I probably should have opened that. We could look at that here in a little bit. The median price per square foot in Lewis County is $272. That's an 8.4% price increase. And in Thurston County is $291, which is a 0.3% decrease. So it's about the same. Overall, if you have your home on the market, how long does it take to get it sold? The average shows depending is 5 in Lewis County and 7 in Thurston County. So I just took a minute to go back and look. And when we look at expired listings, these are listings that came on the market usually 3 months ago. Most people do either 3 month or a 6 month term. If we assume they're all 3 months ago, we look at how many listings went live. Okay, new listings 3 months ago. 1, 2, 3. We're looking somewhere around this range, around 50 new listings in Lewis County. Guess how many listings expired this month in Lewis County? 28. 28 listings expired. So 50 listings came on the market, 28 gave up. 3 months ago, 290 listings came live in Thurston County. 76 just expired this month. So listings aren't going great. So what does this mean for you? Is it a good time to buy, a good time to sell? Let's talk about it. So homes on the market are taking longer to sell, and the sellers are having to give away a lot more concessions than I've seen in my career. Is that bad though? Well, not necessarily. You can still sell the home, and there are still buyers out there. I mean, heck, we could probably have people in the comments down below say if they want to buy a home. There's a lot of people. The problem is just the price. And that's where I'm seeing a lot of problems for home sellers. A lot of home sellers that bought in the pandemic time range are losing money, not much, but at least a little bit, on their home sale. And then when they move, they're moving from a home that sometimes has a mortgage of less than $2,000 a month into a home that's now closer to $3,000 or $4,000 a month for the same home because rates have increased so much. So if you're selling right now, I think it's really only a good time to sell if you have really good motivation. If there's something going on, you need to do a big move, it's a great time. For buyers, I think it's one of the best times that you've ever had to buy, at least in my career. And it might be one of the best times we ever get. Will the market continue going down? I don't know. I think that if the market goes down enough, a lot of buyers will enter the market and you're going to get a lot of competition. There's a tremendous amount of buyers waiting to purchase something as soon as prices fall right now. So I don't know if waiting is worth it. But what I will say is that right now, in terms of my career, since I've been in the market since 2018, it may be the best time to buy that I have ever seen. So what do you think? Great time to buy, great time to sell? I'd love to hear your thoughts on what's going on with this crazy market, especially now that you've seen the same numbers that I've seen. And I'll talk to you guys next time.